Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. Guys, the Jets beat the Dolphins 20-7 today to effectively knock the Dolphins from playoff contention. Other than winning the game, finishing the season strong and moving to 8-8, the big news out of this game was John Idzik, the general manager of the Jets, and Woody Johnson, the owner, both announcing after the game down in Miami that Rex Ryan will be retained for the 2014 season. He's under contract for 2014. Will he be extended past that? You would think so. It's very uncommon to leave a lame duck coach in the NFL in charge there. So expect at least a one-year extension on top of next year for Rex Ryan here to come and to be announced in the next couple of weeks. Will he be able to retain his coaches? That's a big part of this. A lot of his defensive coaches, their contracts are ending after this season. Are they retained? Do they ask Rex to change Dennis Thurman, his defensive coordinator? How do those talks sort of hash out? I think is going to be, a big storyline to follow here within the next week. That extension and also the handling of his coaches. But outside of that, I think the decision to retain Rex was the right one. A lot of you have been asking me my opinion on the Rex Ryan situation because I am a Jets fan. Okay, some of you may not know I'm a Jets fan. I sort of, I'm very down the middle and not biased when I talk about the Jets on here, and you know that if you've listened to me throughout the years here. But I think it was a good move to retain Rex, and for the plain reason that this guy is the identity of the franchise. He has been since he got here. If you're going to judge his body of work and you're a new GM and you're going to be fair and you're going to judge him based on how he coached this year, I don't see how there's any way you can fire him. This is a team that overall the talent level is, let's just say it plainly, is not very high, especially on the offensive side of the ball. This is a team preseason that was picked to have between 3 and 6 wins, most places I looked, and they finished 8-8, and they finished the season strong, beating a division rival and keeping them from getting in the playoffs. So if Idzik wasn't going to judge Rex based on this year, then Idzik probably would have had predetermined in his mind Rex wasn't his coach, and he should have fired him before this season started. So, again, if you're going to judge Rex based on this year, in my mind, you had to keep him. I like the fact that both Idzik and Rex, have had to compromise a little bit. Maybe Idzik came in and initially did want to make a change, but he came around to Rex and saw the good qualities in Rex. You saw Rex Ryan this year really tone down his attitude and his bravado, again, for the good of the organization, probably at the behest of the owner, Woody Johnson, and John Idzik. So I like the fact that these two are working together. I think it shows a lot, again, in a very ego-driven sport, that they're able to sort of compromise a little bit and work together, and to me, work together quite well. Because, that defensive side of the ball, if Rex walks out that door and gets fired, is that defense ever going to reach the level it has the last 5 years? Because I can tell you as a Jets fan, it was nowhere ever even close, before Rex was there. This is a unit you can depend on year in and year out. Yes, the secondary has to improve. There's no doubt about that. But I think they have the draft picks and they have the cap space to be able to make that happen. Also, on the offensive side of the ball, I don't think Rex can be held. It could be held against Rex that probably the weakest part of the Jets this year was the quarterback position and Geno Smith on that offensive side of the ball. You combine Geno Smith, his lack of experience, with no weapons on that whole team. I mean, outside of Bilal Powell and Chris Ivory and Mangold, and DeBrickashaw Ferguson, name me one guy you say, man, that guy could probably start on, or should not even start, contribute on most NFL teams. There's really no one on that whole offensive side of the ball, except for those guys I mentioned. So I think the offense has improved. I think you're going to have continuity with Morningweg and with Geno Smith. You can't help but bring in some playmakers on the outside and maybe revamp that offensive line a little bit to further the progression of a Geno Smith. And again, I don't think that could be held against Rex because it's been pretty well chronicled that was John Idzik's pick at the top of the second round there to nab Geno Smith. So, you take all these factors into consideration. I think they did the prudent thing, the Jet organization. I think they did the right thing, and they're going to move forward with Rex here in year 6 for Rex Ryan and year 2 for John Idzik. And this is a gigantic draft for the Jets as well as free agency period because a lot of these contracts that were no good, most notably the Mark Sanchez contract, the Santonio Holmes contract, those guys will be cut. okay? And it'll really be, they'll have the opportunity to bring in some playmakers to replenish through the draft a little bit, and we'll see where they go from here. But there's no doubt in my mind, as a guy who analyzes the NFL on a daily basis, and also as a fan, I'm not going to pretend like I don't, and I'm not passionate about the Jets, because I am. I think it's the right move to bring Rex Ryan back. And if you're plugged into this team on a day in, day out basis, I really don't see how you could even argue that. But let me know who you think, guys. Was retaining Rex the right thing? Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I do news stuff, guys, breaking news stuff. I also do a lot of draft stuff, a lot of playoff coverage as well. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.